Hi there, class. Welcome to the very first lesson in Mr. Jones's flipped math class. Now this class is going to be a little different than anything you've ever done before. Most of the instruction that you get is going to be right here at home on this type of video. Then you're going to come into class and you're going to have your notes that you've taken from the video, and then we are going to work together on things that we have been talking about in the video session. So what I would like you to do right now, make sure you have your notes, make sure you have a pencil, and most importantly, a thinking cap. Now, I always do my best thinking with some kind of silly cap on. It might look like this, it might look like something else, but you can feel free to get your own type of thinking cap. Alright, today, I also wanted to let you know, you can pause and rewind this video as many times as you want. If there's something you missed, feel free to back it up. Check it out again and see if you can figure out where you might be having a little bit of problems. Also, feel free to jot down any questions you have for me that you can ask me tomorrow or the next day that we come into class. Alright, well, today's lesson is on order of operations. Order of operations is something that mathematicians use to make sure that we are getting the correct answer whenever we have a long equation to solve. So what I would like you to do is I'd like you to have your notes, sit back, and enjoy the lesson. Okay, first I want you guys in your notes to go ahead and copy down this expression, 15 minus 12 divided by 3. Go ahead and pause the video at this time and work out the problem for yourself. What solution did you get? Let's take a look. If I work out this problem right here and I do this first, what's 15 minus 12? 3. Now I still have to divide by 3. So if I do 3 divided by 3, what do I get? 1 is my quotient. Now, pause the video for a second. See if you can find another way to solve this problem. Okay, so what if we solved it like this instead? Let's look at the division side first. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Then you have 15, you bring that down, minus 4. What is 15 minus 4? It's 11. Now that's a completely different answer than we had before. So this is very strange. The first time I worked it out, I got the answer of 1. The next time I worked it out, I got the answer of 11. What am I supposed to do with that? Well, to avoid confusion, mathematicians have agreed that we should always perform the operations in a certain order from left to right. We either have to multiply or divide first, and then add or subtract second. So now that we've looked at that and we see what the mathematicians have decided, let's see how is this problem supposed to be worked out? Which of our methods was correct? So in order to solve this problem, we must first look at grouping together some of our operations. We do that using parentheses. What I would like you to do is I would like you to go ahead and pause the video, and I would like you to copy this word down and copy down the symbol in your notes so that you know what those are. Those are called parentheses. You have an open parentheses and a closed parentheses. So, we know that we need to do our division problem first. So we group these together and we have 12 divided by 3 because we need to do our division first, and that is 4. Then we need to bring down the rest of our equation, and we have 15 minus 4. Now we can do the subtraction problem. That is 11. Now after we have done this, we need to remember we should always do the multiplication or division first. Look to see if there is any others, and you do those left to right. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Mr. Jones, how in the world are we ever going to remember this? I don't know what to do first. Well, let me tell you, we have come up with a great little method for you to remember this, and it's something called PEMDAS. PEMDAS, notice it's all in caps. That means it's an acronym. That means each letter stands for a different word. We are going to have the P. The P stands for parentheses. The E stands for exponents. Now we'll touch on what exponents are in just a little bit. The M stands for multiply. And the D stands for divide. Hang on there with me. Remember, you can pause this video at any time to rewind and hear again what I'm saying. All right, we're almost done. A. A is for add. And S, why, yes, of course, S is for subtract. Now that you see it all there in front of you, it's parentheses, exponents, multiply, divide, add, and subtract. And we always start from the left and work our way to the right. Okay, Mr. Jones, you've told me this PEMDAS something. I'm not sure what that is. Well, we have a way to help us to remember what order we need to do these operations. Parentheses starts with P, so it's please, excuse, my, dear, Aunt Sally. And of course that stands for parentheses, exponents, multiply or divide, add or subtract. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Now, I've always wondered who this Sally was. I always thought maybe she looked something like this. Okay, here's my friend Juan. Juan had a question for you. He wanted to know if you were given 36 plus 9 divided by 3 and then multiplied by 5, what would you get? Pause the video for a second. Try this one out. Then we'll go on and I'll work it out with you. Okay, now that you've had a chance to check it out, and maybe you even rewound the video so you could find out what was going on, let's take a look. Okay, well, I always like to write down over on the side my steps for order of operation. PEMDAS. Okay, remember, P is for parentheses. We know what those are. We don't see any parentheses up there, but we might want to draw some in just a little bit. E is for exponents. Now, we haven't talked about exponents yet, so you probably aren't going to see any of these problems, so don't worry about that just quite yet. M is for multiplication, D is for division, A is for addition, and S is for subtraction. Now, I look up here at my problem, and I see that I have an addition sign, a division sign, and a multiplication sign. Now, you can do your division and multiplication first because you have multiplication and division comes before addition and subtraction. And you always want to do them from left to right. So let's go ahead and do some parenthetical grouping. So let's do this one first. 9 divided by 3. Well, I want to go ahead and copy down my other numbers that I'm not using. Now I want to do 9 divided by 3. Well, since I had some great 3rd and 4th grade teachers, I know that 9 divided by 3 is 3. Okay, now what do we do next? That's right, we have to multiply. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to draw some parentheses to help you understand that that's what we're doing. And then we're going to draw 36 back down here. Now let's do 3 times 5. I know my 5 times tables, I know my 3 times tables, and that is 15. So we multiplied 3 times 5 and got 15. Now it's a matter of addition. If you would like, you may add it in this direction. Of course, we know that we can take any type of addition problem like this, and we can always write it over here on the side like this to help us out. 36 plus 15. 6 plus 5 is 11, and so I regroup my 1 in my tens place. Then I add 1 plus 3 plus 1, and I get 5. So the solution for this big long problem was 51. Is that what you got? Excellent! I'm glad you guys are starting to get a hang of this. All right, let's put a couple of more up for you to practice in your notes. Now, in your notes, you need to have these problems worked out, and then you bring them in to me when we return to class. Okay, here are 4 equations I would like you to work on. Take a moment to pause the video, copy these down into your notes, and go ahead and solve them. Now remember, it's always a good idea to do one problem at a time. Don't try to copy all of them down and then try to work them all out on one little line. Copy them down one at a time and solve them. Bring your answers in tomorrow and we will go over them. Oh, hey guys. Oh, I'm sorry about that. Boy, all this teaching and working on order of operations kind of wears you out after a while. But you know what? I think I need to go get a good night's sleep, just like you do, and be ready to meet back here tomorrow. Now, you guys have learned a lot today, and what I would like you to do is write down any questions you have for me, anything you might feel that you need a little help with, you didn't understand, and we'll discuss it tomorrow in class. So, right now, go get a good night's sleep, and I'll see you tomorrow.